Greetings, fellow explorers! Buckle up for an exciting adventure as we embark on a journey through the United Kingdom's top 10 destinations. Stick around till the end because one of our highlights will have you itching to book that flight. Number 10. Durham, the most famous waterfall and gorgeous fauna. What is the first thing that comes to mind when you think about the United Kingdom? Breathtaking nature might not have been your first thought, so let's change that. We begin our journey by visiting High Force, Durham. Here in the northeast, you'll find a variety of wildlife, fast-flowing waterfalls, and verdant scenery that give High Force the air of a Costa Rican jungle. Sure, the temperatures are somewhat lower, but that doesn't take away from the sheer beauty that you'll find here. Durham County is home to High Force Waterfall, which is one of England's most spectacular waterfalls, with a 21-meter drop and a beautiful plunge pool below. Practice your Wim Hof breathing techniques and take a dip in the refreshing water. If you come by car, you can find easy parking at the Bowleys Visitors Centre, where you can grab a cup of coffee before you head out on your walk. There are a few more waterfalls to explore, such as Low Force, Summer Hill, and don't miss Gibson Cave. In the 16th century, outlaw William Gibson hid in the cave behind the water as he was on the run from the constables of Barnard Castle. Number 9. Newcastle, a city that makes you feel at home. Since we're already in the northeast, we have to make a stop in Newcastle. This welcoming city always has something going on, and according to the readers of The Guardian, a British newspaper, it is the UK's favourite city. Somehow you'll feel right at home, even if you've never visited the place before. If you're feeling peckish, you're in luck because there are many great restaurants in town. The Botanist is doing very well in Newcastle's drinking and dining scene, and local bloggers highly recommend this place, and we can see why. Both the interior and the dishes are 10 out of 10. Granger Market is another stop to add to your visit list. It is bursting with award-winning independence and is the perfect place to grab lunch. Whatever you're craving, you'll probably find it here. From oysters to pizza to the award-winning bakery French Oven, one thing is certain, you won't go hungry here. Number 8. Cornwall, charming coastline. From the northeast, we head all the way down southwest to visit the lovely Cornwall. If you are looking to enjoy a seaside getaway, Cornwall is where it's at. It has more than 480 kilometers of coastline, located on England's rugged southwestern tip and home to wild moorland, fishing villages, and more than 300 beautiful beaches. One of the most famous beaches is Fistral in Newquay. During summer months, it turns into a bustling surfer's paradise. That's right, surfing in the UK. If you want to paddle out, this will be one of the best places to visit, as the Atlantic swells, making for great waves. A lot of the little towns have a laid-back and welcoming vibe, so we highly recommend going to one of the pubs and having a chat with the locals over a nice pint. Kinnants Cove is cited as one of the most photographed and painted locations in Cornwall, and when you see it for yourself, it isn't hard to understand why. The cove's white sand, dark red and green serpentine rock, and blue sea are a landscape painter's dream. During low tide, you can explore the sea caves, but whatever you do, you'll have to try a Cornish pasty. They became popular in the mining era, and today the traditional pasties have since become a protected food name product. The recipes are cherished among families and passed down through the generations. Another delicious treat after a windy walk on the beach? Cornish cream tea. The only question is which comes first, the clotted cream or the jam? Number 7. West Bay, Dorset, chalk cliffs and community. We'll stay on the coast, but we head a bit further east to West Bay, Dorset. This charming town is centered around a working harbour where the colourful boats bob on the water. Time seems to slow down here, and it is a lovely place to unwind and feel the fresh sea breeze on your face. West Bay has a shingle beach, meaning it's made up of teeny tiny stones, which is not for everyone. In case you don't feel like laying down on the beach, or if you're visiting during the winter, you can go on a hike to the top of the iconic chalk cliffs instead. The views are truly incredible. There's something about staring out over the ocean that really quiets the mind. If you've built up an appetite for more than walking, there are plenty of great choices in town. There is obviously no shortage of amazing fresh seafood, but during summer months, Rachel's should be on your bucket list. This unassuming little kiosk is number one amongst locals, and once you see their prawn platters and freshly caught crab dishes, you'll instantly know why. To be fair though, most kiosks serve up delicious dishes, and washing them down with a glass of chilled wine just makes for the perfect summer evening. Grab an ice cream for dessert, but be careful for the cone-stealing seagulls around. Number 6. Bath, Somerset, Roman baths and Jane Austen. Jane Austen once wrote, "Who can ever be tired of Bath?" And oh boy, can we relate! Heading up north from Dorset, it sits cupped up the hillsides. The creamy gold Bath stone and honeycomb of Palladian-influenced terracing make the city incredibly visually appealing. Did you know that Somerset's biggest city is also the home of many Bridgerton filming locations, plus the setting for not one but two of Jane Austen's books? At the heart of the city, we find the original thermal bath, built by the Romans back in AD 75, with steam still rising from the hot spring. It attracts over 1 million visitors a year, and we agree that it is definitely worth the visit. But there is more to Bath than bathing. This compact city is ideal for taking a walking tour or visiting one of the many museums. The Fashion Museum is a real highlight. It has a world-class collection of historic and modern costumes, plus you can dress up in Georgian attire yourself, which makes for very fun selfies. Number 5. London. Of course, we have to make a stop in one of the most epic cities in the world, London. There are so many incredible things to do here in the capital city that we recommend taking at least a few days to explore the many different areas. A must-visit is Notting Hill, and not just to look at that famous blue door. Make a stop at the Vintage Market, where you will find pretty much anything your fashion heart desires. On Portobello Road, you'll find many great places to eat and drink, but we personally love going to the Electric. It is part of Soho House, though in the downstairs diner, non-members are also welcome. Besides good food, you can also find a cinema there, with comfy chairs and a bar service. And what is better than cocktails and a movie? If you want to go ultra fancy, take an Uber to sexy Mayfair or splashy Soho. Go and check out Milroy's, one of London's oldest whiskey shops that has a speakeasy leading to a super cool whiskey bar downstairs called The Vault. Or book a table in Sketch, which must be one of London's prettiest restaurants. If you want to hang with the cool kids, take the tube down to East London, where you will find art galleries, cool wine bars and some of the best shops in town. One of our favourite stops is East in Sager and Wild. This funky restaurant always has amazing new wines on its list, and the food never disappoints. Number 4. The Cotswolds, countryside galore. Only about an hour and a half away from the hustle and bustle of London, you'll find the Cotswolds. If you are looking for serene English countryside vibes, this is the place to be. Think manor houses, tea rooms, artisan delicatessens, ancient churches, footbridges, and handsome inns. The Cotswolds straddle 6 counties and cover about 800 square miles, so there is no shortage of picturesque villages and fabulous rolling countryside views. If you are not sure where to start, no worries, we got you. The North Cotswolds is a great starting point, full of artisan boutiques and hipster eateries. It also includes the popular but still worth visiting Cotswolds Golden Triangle of Chipping Norton, Burford and Stow-on-the-Wold. The Mid-Cotswolds region offers a less crowded, family-friendly experience. Stretching from the prominent town of Cirencester, known for its Roman roots and picturesque central square, to the scenic Stroud, Painswick and the untamed Slad Valley in the west, this area boasts a verdant expanse. Contrasting the more touristic northern part, the Mid-Cotswolds is perfect for avid hikers seeking a wild and untouched environment. Lastly, let's talk about the Southern Cotswolds, a royal affair indeed. Starting from Tetbury, the regal residence of HRH Charles and Camilla and their splendid Highgrove estate, and extending to the breathtaking National Trust parks and delightful villages such as Castle Combe and Bradford upon Avon. Let's now head to our next destination, as we think you'll love it. Number 3. Soho Farmhouse Retreat, Countryside Bliss. Because before leaving the Cotswolds, we wanted to take you to Soho Farmhouse. Yes, you got that right, they are part of the Soho Group. This luxurious countryside escape is located in Great Tew, a beautiful village in Oxfordshire within the Cotswolds. Set amidst 100 acres of stunning countryside, this exclusive retreat offers a blend of rustic charm and modern sophistication. You can choose from a variety of options for your stay, including cabins, cottages, and even quirky bell tents. Each lodging exudes a distinct country aesthetic with a touch of elegance, providing a cozy and relaxing vibe. Besides roaming around the lovely surroundings, you can book a treatment in the spa, take a dip in the pool, or enjoy the great food. Really, the dining is exceptional, focusing on farm-to-table and locally sourced ingredients. The main barn restaurant serves delectable dishes prepared with fresh produce. The hay barn offers a more casual setting, perfect for a relaxed meal or a cup of coffee. It's important to mention that Soho Farmhouse is a members-only place. However, if you're not a member, you can still book a stay during specific promotional periods. Number 2. Edinburgh, the Scottish capital. For the last part of the journey, we make our way to Scotland. First stop, Edinburgh. With its rich culture, fascinating history, ancient architecture, and modern art scene, this city really has something for everyone. As it is known for hosting some of the biggest art festivals in the world, the Scottish capital is somewhat of a performer's paradise actually. But foodies eat this place up too. Condita, The Kitchen, and Martin Wishart were all awarded Michelin stars in 2022 and are high on any foodies list. But don't sleep on the somewhat more laid-back options such as the Palmerston, New Barnes Brewery Tap Room, and the delightful restaurant wine bar Eleanor. Then there's Bonnie and Wild's Scottish Marketplace, which celebrates both Scottish produce and independent businesses with everything from mouth-watering burgers, courtesy of El Perro Negro, to artisan gelato via Gelato. There are many great museums and historical sites to explore, and if it is not too rainy, we suggest joining a walking tour to learn more about the rich heritage of this city. Number 1. Skye, the mystical isle of rugged beauty. We've seen it all: rugged coastlines, vibrant cities, and chic countryside. But for our final stop, we want to take you to one of the most enchanting places in the UK. The Scottish island of Skye is something out of this world, and therefore simply cannot be missed on our UK itinerary. The scenery is mesmerizing, and there are many great trails to hike. Start with a relatively easy one that takes you up to the Fairy Pools, a series of small waterfalls and pools set against a mountainous backdrop, offering a serene and picturesque experience. For a more challenging hike, venture to the Old Man of Storr, a moderate trail leading through a surreal landscape adorned with moss-covered rock formations. It really looks like a scene straight out of a fantasy. Our final tip is to spend some time in Portree, the vibrant capital of Skye, full of cozy guest houses and a surprisingly delightful culinary scene. As we come to the end of this adventure, remember to fuel the wanderlust by hitting like, subscribing, and ringing the bell. More Odysseys are just around the corner. Until then, keep exploring.